Today we're learning about inversions. You've probably noticed that when you play chords, you're jumping from one chord to another. That's normal. Inversions are the lazy way to play chords, in a good way. They reduce movement and make your playing smoother and more connected. Here's something interesting. Have you ever recognized a song instantly even though it uses the same chord as another song? Often the difference isn't the chord, it's the inversions. The same chord can feel completely different when played in a different inversion. Before we begin, don't feel pressured to master this right away. This isn't something you perfect in one sitting. Today is about understanding the concept, and you'll nourish it with time and practice. Let's begin. By the end of this lesson, you'll know what inversions are, then we'll use inversions in a real chord progression. First of all, what are inversions? An inversion simply means rearranging the notes of a chord. The chord stays the same notes, but the order changes. So when you play a chord, you can place those same notes in a different order while keeping the same pitch names. The chords that we previously learned is called a root position chord. I'll explain more in detail. But we have two more inversions of those chords. They're called first inversion and second inversion. Let me get into detail starting with the root position chord. Let's start with an example, a C major chord. The note is C, E, G. When the chord is in root position, the first note is the root, so C is on the bottom. The second note is the third, and the third note is the fifth. So a chord in a root position have root, third, and fifth. Now let's move on to the first inversion chord. We keep the same notes, C, E, G, but we rearrange them. In the first inversion, we move the root up to the C an octave higher. So E becomes the bottom note. That gives us E, G, C. So if we have the chord in sequence of the third, then the fifth, and the root, it is called the first inversion of a chord. The chord is still a C major, but the notes are inverted. Now for the second inversion. We take the first inversion of a C major chord, E, G, C, and we move the E an octave higher. This way G becomes the bottom note. That gives us G, C, E. And again, if we have the sequence of the fifth, then the root, and the third, we call it the second inversion of the chord. And if we move further than the second inversion, we'll come back to the root position again. Now we'll repeat the same idea on other major chords. The rule is always the same. F major in root position, F, A, C. F is the root, A is the third, and C is the fifth. Now we move F up an octave, and then we have the third A, the fifth C, and the root F, which is now a first inversion. Now let's move the third A up an octave higher, and we have the fifth C, the root F, and the third A, which becomes our second inversion. Let's also try with G major. You can pause the video as you try it out on your piano as well. The root position G is G, B, D. First inversion is B, D, G. And the second inversion is D, G, B. Let's try with the triangular shaped chords we learned from the first lesson, A major, D major, and E major. A major in root position is A, C sharp, E. First inversion, C sharp, E, A. Second inversion, E, A, C sharp. D major in root position, D, F sharp, A. First inversion, F sharp, A, D. Second inversion, A, D, F sharp. E major in root position, E, G sharp, B. First inversion, G sharp, B, E. Second inversion, B, E, G sharp. Let's do one with B major. B major root position, B, D sharp, F sharp. First inversion, D sharp, F sharp, B. Second inversion, F sharp, B, D sharp. Let's try inversions with minor chords. Minor chords work exactly the same way. The only difference is the chord uses a minor third. So regardless of any type of chords, we can make inversions with them. Later, we'll introduce different types of chords other than major and minor, so you can try them out with those later as well. Let's try one with C minor. A C minor root position is C, E flat, G. First inversion, E flat, G, C. Second inversion, G, C, E flat. Now I'm going to go through all the chords and I recommend you to try them out one by one. But I understand if you don't get them right away. It takes some time to learn to play inversions. So for that, if you need some guide after the video, I've made a PDF for you to download so you can go through this chapter or any chapter in the beginner's piano course. It has all the notes written down for you for revision so that you don't need to. Since I don't want this video to be unnecessarily long, I will play the chords and the inversions, and you can use the PDF to practice them later. Okay, let's start. F minor, G minor, D minor, E minor, B minor, let's try making inversions with sharps. F sharp major, F sharp minor, G sharp major, G sharp minor, A sharp major, A sharp minor, C sharp major, C sharp minor, D sharp major, D sharp minor, Now let's apply the inversions to a real chord progression. Let's try with the chord progression we've been working on, C, A minor, F, and G. Now here's the goal. Choose inversions that keep your hand close so you don't jump all over the keyboard. Let's start with C major in a second inversion. Then let's move to A minor, but in root position. Here we need to only move one note G to A to make an A minor chord. This is the beauty of inversions. Since C major and A minor already share the notes C and E, it made things easy. Another tip is to play the roots of the chords in the lower register with your left hand to keep in check with the chords you're in. So when you play a C major second inversion, let's play the C note with our left hand. And when we move to A minor root position, we'll play the A in the left hand as well. Now we move to F major chord in first inversion. Again, we're moving just one note, E to F, since A and C are the notes that are shared in A minor and F. In the end, we come back to G, root position. Now here, the chords don't share any common notes, but it's the closest and easiest to get to. Just remember, there isn't only one correct inversion choice. The best inversion is the one that makes your change smooth and easy. Just practice slowly and repeat it. Inversions do take time to get used to. I don't expect you to be a master of it ASAP. Try the exercises out in our interactive lessons in the link below, and you'll slowly become familiar with inversions. Here's another chord progression we've been working on. This is also in the exercises in our interactive lessons. You can also find it in the PDF. Alright, now that you have a good understanding of how inversions work, the best way to apply them is through learning songs. Most piano parts you hear are played using inversions. Start with our interactive lessons and PDF to build confidence. Then begin exploring other songs and notice how inversions are used. Again, take your time. Don't rush this. It may feel unfamiliar at first, but the more you practice moving between chords using inversions, the more natural it'll become. With that said, we have a very interesting next chapter, and I'll see you there.